Hello, Tom.
Hi.
We'll continue our series of lessons, Speak Like President, and today's lesson is based on the interview and speech of President Gerald Ford. Any thoughts about him? You think he was a good president?
He was pretty reasonable. I kind of liked him. He used to fall on a regular basis, so people kind of thought he was clumsy, and they also thought he was a little dumb. But
so because of that, because of falling down often?
Because of falling down, and then also the way he spoke, he used to speak in kind of a convoluted manner. So the press is always looking for something that they can use against the president that's humorous. So he had some characteristics they were able to make fun of. He was appointed by Richard Nixon as vice president after Richard Nixon's original vice president resigned because of corruption. Then Nixon resigned, and then Ford pardoned Nixon, so Nixon didn't have to go to jail. So that gave a lot of people negative feelings about him to begin with, because they said that he was only appointed president or he was only appointed vice president because he agreed in advance to pardon President Nixon.
Right. And his name is Gerald. Is it an old-fashioned name? Do you know anyone whose name is Gerald?
A few people. I think Gerald is the same as Jerry.
Okay.
Geraldo Rivera, that would be the Spanish version of Gerald.
But I assume the presidency under extraordinary circumstances never before experienced by Americans. This is an hour of history that troubles our minds and hurts our hearts. Therefore, I feel it is my first duty to make an unprecedented compact with my countrymen.
A compact is an agreement. It's similar to a contract, but I believe it would be with a group of people. For example, the Mayflower Compact was an agreement of all the people that came over on the Mayflower. It could also be a promise where an individual makes a promise to the group. That would work too. There may not be any real agreement, but the person makes a promise. It could be an unwritten agreement. It could also be a promise or a pledge that someone makes to the group. There's also a social compact too. That's the idea that as a society we have certain principles that we believe in, and we're going to do our best to uphold those principles.
Therefore, I feel it is my first duty to make an unprecedented compact with my countrymen. Not an inaugural address, not a fireside chat, not a campaign speech. Just a little straight talk among friends.
Fireside chat, that refers to Franklin Roosevelt. During the Great Depression, he used to give radio addresses to the American people to assure them that the United States was going to be successful in getting through the Depression. So a fireside chat takes on the meaning of a quiet but confident, a sort of reassuring communication.
As I begin this very difficult job, I have not sought this enormous responsibility, but I will not shirk it.
To shirk means to avoid a duty or avoid a responsibility. For example, if someone shirks their duty, like somebody in the army, then it means that they don't do what they were supposed to do. Or it can also mean they try to avoid doing it. For example, a soldier might try to shirk guard duty by pretending to be sick.
It is only fitting, then, that I should pledge to them and to you that I will be the president of all the people.
To pledge is to make a promise. For example, we have the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag. That's where people promise to be loyal to the United States. Similarly, it's used as a general expression. People can say, my word is my pledge. It means they say they will do something, and that is as good as a promise that they will do it.
And some schools used to do this on a regular basis, right? Students would have to say this Pledge of Allegiance.
I think they still do every morning.
What, it instills patriotism, or because I think it was a controversial issue, some people didn't agree with it, right?
I think the issue has to do with under God.
Oh, okay.
The way it's written is, I pledge allegiance under God. So some people want to remove the God part from the pledge.
But what good does it do if you repeat this pledge every morning? It sounds very like an indoctrination.
I think it is sort of an indoctrination. But at the same time, I can see how they want to instill values in the students. So
I intend on next Monday to request of the Speaker of the House of Representatives and the President pro tempore of the Senate the privilege of appearing before the Congress to share with my former colleagues and with you, the American people, my views on the priority business of the nation, and to solicit your views and their views.
To solicit means to ask someone to do something for you. So you can solicit someone's views. It means you're asking them for their views. Also, salespeople solicit business. It means they're trying to get other people to buy what they have. In England, lawyers are called solicitors. So they're trying to ask the legal system to make a judgment in favor of their client. Here in the United States, we have a solicitor general who's a high legal person. And again, the idea is that this person asks authorities higher than themselves to do something for them.
And also, there is a crime soliciting customers, which refers to prostitution. When they solicit customers, it means they actively seek and offer their service.
That's correct. That would be solicitation. So it could be for prostitution. I believe it could be for other things as well. It could also be for drugs or maybe some other things too.
That's all for today. Tom Taylor is an ESL tutor. He teaches English in the United States and outside, all over the world, using Skype. He can be reached at his website, which is
ESL-fullsteamahead.com.
Click on this link and check out his website and email with questions. Thank you, Tom, and I'll talk to you next time.
Thank you.